However, I wanted to ask you today about the bridge loan and how to gather money together to be able to afford to buy a home at the auction. People have to come with all cash, and I know Vestas takes care of that for everyone. But tell us some of the strategies for coming up with the full payment for a full property.
Yeah. So, like you said, and we assume everybody knows this, you do have to have all cash at the auction. In the old days, it literally was five good old boys with briefcases full of cash, and they were buying these properties. And that's when there was like 50 properties a week. Now it's overwhelming with, regardless of the county, you're talking several hundred a week. And so, obviously, we show up with cashier's checks. One of the first things that we do when we meet with an investor is we go with strategy, and that's the very first thing we talk about is how do you come up with your cash. I recommend, it's kind of funny, we'll go through 3 or 4 options today. Number one, I think your credit unions are usually your best bet. Getting a good line of credit, I think you can still get something for around 4%. In our market, there's BECU, there's Alaskan, there's Metropolitan, but regardless of what market you're in, I think usually a credit union and a line of credit is usually one of your best bets. And to know that you can keep reusing that line of credit and play the leverage game and increase your ROI. One of the second things, and it's kind of funny when I start talking to people about it, I say, be nice to your rich uncle. There are sometimes family members or friends that, one person has money they're not using and it's just sitting in a money market earning 2%. And here's another person with the great knowledge or knows us, and they could get, 10 times that by buying and flipping or buying and holding. So I think my way number two is to partner with somebody, form a JV, a joint venture that's with a family member or a friend that says that one person's the money, one person does the work. I've seen actually teams perfect this model where you have one person's a real estate agent, one person's the money guy, the other person is the contractor, and they all work together to get this done, and they just kind of divide the responsibilities.
And doesn't Vestas help people move from a day loan or a bridge loan into traditional financing?
We do, and that's the next thing I was going to bring up is, so lastly is a bridge loan. Now, we work with a company called Eastside Funding. There are other companies out there that will do a bridge loan, maybe for a consumer loan if they're going to live in it and such, but Eastside Funding gives money the day of the auction, and so let's just say we get a $300,000 property for $200,000. They would buy that property. Let's just say that they're going to keep it as a rental. They would use that bridge loan the day of the auction, and then within 30 days convert that into a regular conventional loan at normal rates, normal fees, normal everything. So I think that's the most popular thing right now is to buy and flip has always been popular, but buy and hold with rates still being so great. Right now you can still get non-owner occupied rate in the fours still. And so bridge loans typically are 2 points and 12%. So it's not that they're cheap, it's just that they get the job done. It's exactly what you just said. It's a bridge loan to get you into that next step, but it's a leverage game, and it gets people into that equity because we're buying things at under 75 cents on the dollar. So it's an amazing tool.
And then for people who have their own source of cash for this, they can use the day of loan, and somehow there's a way to pay that back the next day or the day of.
Right. So we do have, we have a program where, let's say that somebody had their own $300,000 to $500,000. They bought that $300,000 property for $200,000. Eastside Funding actually covers them the day of the auction, and as long as they bring that money in, either through a wire or cashier's check by the end of the day, there's no charge for that money. So again, it's just it's a service that Vestas does, and Eastside Funding, working along with Vestas, just provides for the client.
Right. And is there some strategy about whose name it goes in the day of the auction?
That's a good question. I mean, if somebody's paying all cash, of course, they can invest it in an LLC or however they want. If it's going through Eastside Funding and it's going to be refinanced, it's always smarter to put it in your own name because you're the one that's going to qualify for the refinance. In fact, it's kind of funny. I don't know how much time we have today, but I get that question a lot of, should I buy it in my LLC? And most of the time the answer is no. because the
Right.
LLC is not going to be able to qualify for the refinance.
You want to switch it after the refinance.
You want to put it in your name, get refinanced because you qualify, then transfer it to the LLC. And the
Right.
LLC is really for protection of your assets.
Right. Excellent information. I love these chats we're having. And if people watch these and want to ask questions, they can always find us at vestas.com.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, CH. It's been great talking with you.
All right, Stefan. Good to see you.
All right.